Looking for a cheap and easy meal that tastes like $1,000,000? So look no further, because tonight I'm going to show you how to make my delicious cheesy beefy potato casserole. First thing I want to do is add the ground beef to our skillet. The ground meat that I'm using is ground chuck, so as the meat renders, I'm pretty certain we're going to have some oil at the end of this whole thing. However, here's the thing: if you're using a leaner cut of meat, then you may not have to drain or strain off any oil. Nevertheless, I wouldn't suggest, if you do have a lot of oil, to keep it in the pan. If anything, all you have to do is drain or get a couple paper towels, place it in the pan, and sop up some of that oil, so therefore your potato casserole is not greasy. Just as anticipated, because this is ground chuck, we do have some residual oil going on. All right, at this point in time, we are cooking on medium-high heat. Hear that little sizzle going on? That's a perfect indication for us to add our onions. We're going to allow our onions to cook until they're translucent. For this recipe, add any type of garlic, whether it be minced garlic, chopped garlic, garlic paste, or if you don't have either or, feel free to use garlic powder. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to add some garlic powder. I know you saw me add the garlic paste. That's because it's a different flavor profile. So adding the garlic powder is only going to help with the contributing flavors. I'm going to go ahead, if I could get this thing open, and add some onion powder. Everything is basically seasoned to taste. Feel free to use a light hand to get the job done. We're going to add some smoked paprika for a nice smoky element of flavor. I'm going to add some Worcestershire sauce, favorite sauce in the world. I'm going to add a good amount of this, because this definitely contributes to great flavor. Give it a good stir. It smells so good, and we're not even halfway done yet. That's the good thing about it. So imagine, by the time we're all the way done, oh my goodness, how this is going to taste. Check out the color. Ooh, this looks good. Keep incorporating while the onions are still breaking down. Get in the pan. Where you think you going? At this point in time, we can lower our flame to medium heat. Adding the salt and ground black pepper is totally up to you. It depends on how many salted ingredients that you're going to be using as far as seasoning. Let's open up the middle. Let's get our tomato paste in there. Add a little bit more, because we want our ground beef not only to have a great depth of flavor, and the tomato paste is going to create that acidity contrast, but also it's going to help with the color as well. I'm going to add some beef broth. Turn it down on low, and let's get to cooking. All right, at this time, I'm going to allow the flavors to continue to marry. I'm not going to disturb it anymore, but you know what? First, I want to give a little emphasis to this dish, all right? So I'm going to add some red chili flakes, just a small amount, right, for a little extra oomph. Stir that on in as well. And we are going to lower our flame to low heat once again. But this time we're going to mean it, all right? We're going to lower that flame, keep it low, and we're going to allow it to simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes. I want all of those flavors to intertwine. All right, I went ahead and turned the stovetop off. And we're going to allow the meat to be undisturbed for a second, because we're going to move on to part 2 of this recipe, all right? Part 2 consists of us not only cutting our potatoes into cubes, but we're going to parboil our potatoes as well. Check out the sizes of these potatoes, right? If you notice, I don't know if you can see in my hand, but if you notice, they're like literally around the same size. Shout out to hubby for cubing up the potatoes. Yeah, we a lot going on. And it's really important and essential that you cube the potatoes around the same size. Also, you don't want to cube it too big, because we're not doing sliced potatoes. We're actually doing cube potatoes, which I think is going to have a better presentation. We're going to parboil our potatoes first. What does that mean? We got some water boiling. We're going to add some salt. We're going to allow potatoes to boil for about 5 minutes, simply because by the time we incorporate everything with the meat and we pop it into the oven, the potatoes are not going to, by the time the cheese is melted, as you can see, the meat is already fully cooked. The potatoes are still going to be hard. So in order for everything to be nice and soft and delicious and melt in your mouth tender, we got to parboil the potatoes first, or you could simply put the potatoes in the microwave for about maybe 8 minutes on high heat. But nevertheless, parboiling for me. No microwave today. Don't forget to add some salt to your water. If not, your potatoes are going to be slightly bland. Add some oil to our casserole dish. I'm going to use my paper towel to spread the oil. All right. We're going to add our potatoes. Perfect. I ended up parboiling the potatoes for about 10 minutes. I know I said earlier 5 minutes, but 10 minutes was definitely needed to get this job done. I'm going to add some salt and ground black pepper to season up our potatoes just a little bit more. Small sprinkle, light hands, of course. And you know what? Why not? Let's add a little olive oil. We're going to toss our potatoes to make sure the seasoning is evenly coated. All right, just use the back of the spatula, spread these potatoes out. Let's bring back in our beautiful ground beef. And we are going to layer the meat on top. If this looks good so far, definitely hit the like button. Feel free to take your spatula, spread the meat out. Okay, can't have too much meat on one side and we sitting here with naked potatoes, okay? Make sure it's covered. All right, boom, that's perfect. A little bit more. Be patient, it's cooking. Gotta do what you gotta do if you want your food to come out perfect, right? Boom. All right, next thing. We're gonna take a can of cream of mushroom and we're gonna add it to our milk. For this, you could use a measuring cup. Okay, that way all of your contents stay inside of the cup without making a mess. We're going to take our time and we're going to combine both the milk and the condensed mushroom soup until we get a smooth consistency. Now, here's the thing. If you're not a fan of mushrooms, I got a resolution for you, all right? You could definitely use cream of cheddar, which is going to give it an even more creamier texture. This incorporated really quickly, all right? Not much work at all. We're going to take our spoon and we're going to ladle on the cream. That's going to allow it to be nice and creamy. It's almost like applying a bechamel sauce, all right? Even though a bechamel sauce is made way differently, it's kind of given the same concept as far as the whole cream thing on top of the meat and the potatoes. It reminds me of making a lasagna with bechamel sauce. Just gonna use all of it, spread it out. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna cover our casserole down with aluminum foil. We're gonna allow the casserole to bake for about 30 to 35 minutes. Let's remove our aluminum foil. This looks wow. And keep in mind, we haven't even added the cheese yet, right? But if you take a look over here for a second, I have some mild cheddar along with Gouda and mozzarella. I'm going to combine all of the cheeses. We're going to take our time and we're just going to sprinkle on the cheese on top. My mouth is watering. My goodness. And when it comes down to the cheese blend, you could use any type of cheese, whatever your preference. If you want to use, let's say, pepper jack, Monterey, Colby, you could definitely use those cheeses as well. I'm gonna be a little bit heavy-handed with the cheeses. I'm gonna place it back into the oven. This time it's gonna be uncovered, allowing the cheese enough time to melt. Add a little bit of freshly chopped parsley, and that's it, my loves. I went ahead and removed it from the oven, and I know a lot of you are probably like, wait a minute, Tammy, did you turn on the broiler? No, I did not. I adjusted the heat in the oven from 375 to 350, left it in there for about 10 minutes, give or take, and this is our final product. This is gorgeous. I mean, wow. All right, my loves, time for the moment of truth. As you saw for yourself how gorgeous our cheesy potato casserole came out. I don't even care if I get the name right about now because I'm about to salivate. Now I'm ready to go. Creamy, beefy, and absolutely delicious. Let me tell you right now, if you don't try this recipe, I don't know what to tell you. No words. This is absolutely delicious with layers of flavor. Definitely give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. And as always, I would definitely catch you with another recipe. Bye, guys.